They're the Batman and Circuit Girl.
So Ralph says to me, he says, George, I don't like any of the math books that I was using, and I decided I'd take a crack at writing my own math book. And I got it down, and I looked at it, and I thought, well, when I wrote it, I thought it was the clearest thing I'd ever seen in my life. I thought it was perfect. And then I looked at it a couple of years ago, and I couldn't make head or tail out of it. And I said, well, can I see it? He handed it to me, and I said, Ralph, I'm really interested in math right now, and I'd like to learn math from your book. And he said, well, whatever. You might as well. It's been sitting there on that shelf for 30 years. Okay, this is my dad's old humidor. Inside, the old leather-bound manual. There we are. Plain analytic geometry. That's just the preface. This is analytic geometry. It's all in his handwriting. Here's my conic sections that I like so much. Did you know that there's a latus rectum in a parabola? And that a latus rectum is always 4 times, its length is always 4 times the distance of the focus to the end of the parabola? Yes, it is. Of course it is. If you give it any thought, it makes perfect sense. And that's just the beginning. I think that there's a whole generation of video game goofs who'd love to, there's differential calculus, who would love to learn from this book. And it's so lovingly done in this perfect German hand. Integral calculus notes. And it just goes on and on. And then it gets to the stuff that he was really excited about. And he had a real giggle for me when he talked about it. Definitely his favorite thing, or his solid analytic geometry. But what he really got excited about is Fourier analysis. So there's a section in here on Fourier analysis, Fourier series. That is his little love spot there. And yeah, I will talk to him about scanning it when I see him next, because it really ought to be put out there. It really ought to be put out there and shared, and it ought to inspire some people. So, thank you, Ralph. I will let this resonate. The main thing I want to do, though, first is make good on my promise to try to learn from it, because that was really kind of the conditions of our deal, is that I didn't want to steal stuff just to put it in a museum. I wanted to only borrow from him things that I was genuinely excited about, so that it would be an honest exchange, you know what I mean?